how to make a video about what I've been going through here. About 3 weeks ago, I had a pipe break under my driveway, a driveway that was just put down about 6 months ago. Came home to a big puddle and half side of my driveway sinking. So I got a saw, cut out this section right here, and neighbor had a tractor, came over and dug out this ditch. Worked our way down, chased it for a week. We finally got it fixed, and that's not why I'm making this video, but it's been an absolute nightmare. Anyways, in the process, this snow wasn't here, and within 2 days of digging, had a freeze, and all of the piles of dirt that you can't see because of the snow, trust me, they're there, froze on me, and there was no moving them. I just moved from Seattle 3 years ago, and I've not seen or dealt with anything like this. The stuff's harder than a concrete. So where are you going? I came out one night with a brush burner, spent 8 hours on a pile and got halfway through and gave up. By the way, I have a question if anyone can answer. This dirt is very saturated. It's just a muddy mess. I started working on a pile over here. There's another area that I've been digging down, and got it into this, and it was like jello, so I stopped. Put a torch down there and started trying to dry it out. But the question is that water going to come back up to the surface, and can I use this dirt? I mean, will it eventually dry out, especially if it's 6 feet down? I keep being told the water will make its way to the top. I might just have to wait it out a little bit when summer comes, and summer gets hot around here. You get up to 100 degrees easily. So yeah, if anybody knows, I'll probably have to hire a civil engineer or somebody to test it. I'll compact it before I put any pavement down. Anyways, if anybody has suggestions, if I go out and buy 5/8 minus, it's going to be $1,000, $1,500, and I'd have to get rid of this dirt, which isn't a big deal, but I'd prefer not to. I'd rather just push the stuff back in. Anyways, here's our situation. My wife parks in this garage, shop's over there that I park in, and now we're stuck out here in the middle of winter with our cars in the driveway. I know, wah. But we'd like to have it back, so what I'm trying to do is at least get these thawed so she can drive in and get to some kind of normal life again. So I built this. I started building a 2x4 structure. I was going to put visqueen around it, and just turned into a mess. I went with the PVC pipe route, and then saw this stuff and figured, what the heck, and it seems to be working pretty good. Here's my setup. It's been running for about an hour now. Only thing I was really concerned about, whether this stuff was going to melt, how hot the pipe was going to get, and all that stuff, but so far so good. I got a turbo burner, whatever they call these things, blowing directly in there. It's not getting too hot down here. It's actually pretty hot. Yeah, snow is completely melted in there. Well, almost. It's hot in there. So, who knows? This might work. I'm excited. I've read so many different posts and so many different web pages on this, and I know there's plenty of ways that guys do this, but I'm not going to rent a thaw machine. I'm not going to buy a blanket. I'm not going to do all those things they do, run pipe and run PEX pipe with my hot water tank and blah, blah, blah. I'm done with water. So that's my solution. I will try to, this is the first video I've ever made. I've used YouTube, like I'm sure a lot of you have, many times on projects I do, and it's been really helpful. So I figured if I can help somebody, might as well make a short video and see what happens. I will try to remember to post something after this, after I figure out how to post, to let you know if it did work. My plan is to get, as you can see, just getting out of the garage in the morning is hazardous and afraid someone's gonna get hurt. So if I can just get this one filled, that pile will be gone, and then work on that pile and this pile and get it back into the trench. Man, life would be sweet. By the way, if anyone has any idea how much the pavement's gonna cost me, so this is about, what is it, 30 by 50 foot area that I cut out. The driveway was just paved, literally just paved 6 months ago, 8 months ago, something like that. It's a 300-foot driveway. It's a pretty big driveway. Big driveway. And this is what we got. So, anyone knows how much it's going to cost me to patch this thing, let me know. I'm guessing $3,000. Be great if it was $2,000. And you know what? This has probably been one of the harder things I've done. I've done quite a bit of stuff. A lot of it self-inflicted, I'm sure. But in all honesty, it's cost me about $500 total to do all this. Rip up the driveway, get down to the pipes, find the leak, fix the leak. And my guess is it would have been a $10,000, $15,000, probably no, $15,000 job. I'm in construction. I'm guessing it'd be $15,000 to do this, for a contractor to come in here and do this. So in the big picture, as hellish as this has been, in the big picture, I think I'll look back and be happy I did it, I think. Now, responsibility's on me as far as this pipe not leaking again. I get it, but anyways, I hate videos where guys just ramble, and that's what I'm doing. So this is what it is. I'll let you know if it works. There's my box. One last shot, and yeah, hopefully it works. Thanks. Okay, it's been about 5 hours. I just opened up the side here so I can get in, see what this stuff's looking like. Oh yeah, look at that. Haha, I like it, man. So 5 hours of this enclosure, and that pile right there was hard as concrete. So it looks like this works. So my plan is to try to get this down in here so I can get this buttoned up. And then I'm gonna try and move that enclosure over to this pile, and then tomorrow work my way and try and get this ditch taken care of, get this pile melted, and back to being able to hopefully at least pull in the garage. So from what I can tell, after 3 hours last night and about 3 hours tonight, I was able to melt it's not the biggest pile in the world, but I was able to melt dirt. So I guess it worked. Thanks. Okay, it's been about 2 hours. Just checked inside the tent in there, and it's about the first 6 inches of dirt are soft. So I think this is working. I was gonna get my thermostat and see what temperature it is in there, but I'm guessing it's probably 130 to 150. That's just a guess. And so I got a torch over here, and I'm starting to thaw this out too. Snow's melted. I'd like to get that puddle of water out at the very least before I start throwing dirt back in there. One of the problems I'm having, as you can see, the dirt's caving in, and I'm going to start losing that asphalt over there. So I'd love to get that thing filled tonight. I don't think it's going to happen, but Anyways, I think this is working. Now, the dilemma I have is it's getting to 38 degrees during the day here in Idaho, North Idaho, and then dropping to low 20s to teens at night. So I'm just hoping and praying by keeping this thing. I'm obviously not gonna be able to leave this like this tonight. I'm gonna have to turn it off and then hope it maintains the heat. Shoot, it's I'll be out here till 10 tonight, shut it down, and then it's gonna be, you know, 12 hours of frigid temperature. So man, I better not be wasting my time on this. I gotta start earlier in the day. Anyways, we'll see what happens. But it does appear to be working by tenting this and shoving a massive amount of heat in there. It's definitely melting the pile. When I was working on this pile with that torch over there the other night, I spent 8 hours with that thing and finally got down, after 12 inches of frozen dirt, got down to soft dirt. So I'm guessing that we're 12 inches thick, if not more, out here. So anyways, midpoint check-in. Hopefully next time you'll see dirt in that pile, in that hole over there. Okay, here's the final result. I was able to melt this mound in here with a box that, I don't know, 12 by 12 with visqueen over the top. It took, I'd say, 10 hours to burn through a small pile. I would consider this a very small pile in the big picture. So I think I'm stuck until spring, because this is the final result. And as you can see, it's just not working. This soil is so saturated. I just pray to God that this is going to dry out, because it is so sloppy. So, God, look at that. It's like wet cement. It's just pudding. So, and I also, in the process of trying to get this dirt dried, there's right over here, I had a burner going on it. Ended up deforming that piece of pavement over there, so I'm gonna have to cut it back a couple feet before we repave. Anyways, my big plan was to melt these other piles here, as I had spoken about, so that we could get the car in the garage, but it's just not gonna happen. I have forfeited, and I'm not gonna be able to do what I wanted to do. So I'm gonna go get a couple boards, put over the top of this, so we can at least walk in and out safely. That big hole's not there anymore. And yeah, if hopefully, if anything, I was able to help someone if they ever get in a situation where they need to thaw out some dirt. Forewarning, it's gonna be sloppy if it's frozen and you're trying to melt it. You can build an enclosure. I'd recommend getting the styrofoam stuff. It's easy to move around and cheap. About 15 bucks for a 4x8 piece, I think is what it was. And get one of these burners and put it in the side, and I'd say about 10 hours you can have your pile thawed if you're trying to move something during the winter. So it will work. Just got to be patient and wear a lot of rubber, because you're going to get dirty. All right. Thanks for watching.